Rep Radio, an Emory production. Since 2009, our goal has been simple. We support, promote, engage, and inspire the arts community by igniting the ghost light that shines on the stages of the up-and-coming, the unsung heroes, the brilliant writers, and the dynamic designers. Our podcast breaks the fourth wall to give you an inside look at the plays and the players. Stay tuned. Rep Radio is on the air. On today's podcast, Brünner playing Elle Woods and Jenna Pinchback playing Enid Hoops talk about Walnut Street Theater's production of Legally Blonde the Musical, a campy look at a woman with a completely brilliant plan to win the man she loves by getting into Harvard Law School, only to reveal a path of purpose, strength, and support with help from her sorority sisters. Here's my interview with Brünner and Jenna Pinchback. Stay tuned. Welcome to Rep Radio. I'm your host, Darnell Radford, and today I am here in the Langworthy Lounge at the Walnut Street Theater, and I feel like I have like these appointments every year where I sit in the same space at the same time and just talk to different artists who just happen to be in these seats. So if you've been past the Walnut Street Theater, it is all pink because Walnut is producing Legally Blonde the Musical, and I'm sitting here with two artists from the cast, and I will have them introduce themselves. We'll start with
so my name is Catherine Brünner, but everyone calls me Kat, and I'm playing Elle Woods in Legally Blonde.
And my name is Jenna Pinchback, and I'm playing Enid Hoops in Legally Blonde.
So welcome, both of you, to Rep Radio.
Thank you.
So I was trying to think about how to talk about this piece because for me, like at the time that I experienced the musical, I called this an OGT. This is like an obviously gay trait of mine because there's something about it's super campy and like syrupy sweet that it's just like, you know, there are moments in here where, like, in 2019, you would definitely say, "Come on, girl, really?"
Right.
But the piece realizes that towards the end, which is what I really appreciate. And I think, but I thought it would be fun to talk about this one, and the excitement of all the people that come to see this show. There are so many women dressed in pink, and you know, everybody's wearing these certain elements of pink.
They're little bruisers.
Like socks, pink t-shirts.
My mom included.
And so on.
My mom always wears pink when she comes.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be cool to talk about this piece. But first, tell us a little bit about yourselves, because you're new to Rep Radio.
So I graduated from Temple University in 2016, and I grew up in the Philadelphia area. In Willow Grove, PA, and I did my first professional musical here at the Walnut when I was 8. So it's a homecoming to be back, and I'm based in New York now, but I love coming back to Philly because even though New York is a glorious city for many different reasons, Philly is my favorite city of all time. Yes, like
Philly's more fun when you sleep over. It's even more fun when you live here.
Exactly. And also like going to college here, like my favorite restaurants are here. It's such a big foodie town, and you know, it's beautiful, and you know, I just love it.
And you can easily get to New York from here.
Exactly. So I was in New York yesterday. It's nice and easy.
We are no longer the sixth borough. Philadelphia on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and Jenna?
I grew up in Stuart, Florida, which is actually 45 minutes south of where the co-production is. So we started in my hometown almost. So this contract has always been on my radar. Once I learned about it when they did Grease back in, what was that, like 2013. So I've been kind of coveting this slot.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited when this happened. So I got to spend some time with family down there, and then I moved to Philadelphia 4 years ago from New York City. I had spent 4 years in New York and came to Philadelphia for a show and just up and moved, fell in love with the artist community here, and the sense of ownership over your career and not necessarily waiting for permission. There's a lot of people creating their own opportunities here that really drew me to making the leap, and I'm just thrilled to be working in Philadelphia.
I do think it is great, the final show of Walnut season being that co-production, because you get to start on this ahead of time. So you're preparing for it months in advance, and by the time you get here, you are more than ready. Like, if anything, it's just you're making sure that tech is on point. But you guys have it all down. You're just like, where's my part? Okay, whatever. Probably in the back texting and doing all kinds of things, but you jump right into your mode.
It's fun to do a run this long.
It is, because this piece has so many layers to it, and so sometimes you do a show and the run is only like a week and a half, or even just a month, is so quick. Especially when there's so many elements, like costumes and sets and dogs and and things like that are pieces that are layers on top of the artist's work itself. So it's nice to actually find the different layers and have the time to do that.
Yeah, and get to play every night and make choices and change things up depending on how you're feeling.
Exactly,
Have fun.
Cool. So tell us about Legally Blonde, the musical.
Well, I think that people have this preconceived notion of the show coming into it, that it's going to be silly and cute and probably funny, but they'll leave and that'll be it. And I think that there's something really powerful about this musical because the strong characters are women. And in a time like 2019, which is, the heart of the Me Too movement, and what happens to Elle, with the Professor Callahan who hits on her, and also being broken up with by her boyfriend, and constantly getting this pushback from all these men telling her that she's not good enough. It's really empowering for me as a woman, being in all of those positions at some point in my life, or multiple times in my life, and going through that story on stage. And I've had so many people reach out to me on Instagram or after the show saying thank you so much for telling my story. And I'm like, well, girl, it's my story too. And I think that everyone
I'm from Malibu too. I have it all, and I was waiting for the ring and I didn't get it.
Well, I think that every girl, and I was in this position literally months ago. My boyfriend broke up with me and I was heartbroken, but you realize that that's not for me, it's not meant to be, and that's okay. And obviously those things suck and they're a part of life and growing up, but there's something else waiting for me, and that is better, and that will make me even happier.
So you trade him in for an equity card and you get an upgrade. So upgrade your life.
Singing so much better every night is literally such
therapy.
So therapeutic. I'm literally
channeling life.
Exactly.
Yes. So what was your first introduction to Legally Blonde? Because there's a movie, there was a reality show, and the musical was on Broadway, but people have entered in and become aware of this at different parts. So when did you first, process Legally Blonde for yourselves?
The movie, for sure. I think I saw it in theaters. That was a while ago, but definitely the movie. And I haven't seen a production of the musical in person. So just lots of clips from the MTV version.
So yes. Which are still floating around YouTube.
Oh, they're on YouTube. They're there.
I grew up on the movie. There's a lot of blondes in my family. My mom's a strong blonde. And so she really taught me the power of being a strong blonde. And I grew up on the movie, and I watched the reality show, and I saw Laura Bell Bundy as Elle on Broadway. So I kind of grew up on the musical and the movie. So it's very surreal doing it every night. It's cool.
I definitely remember being in my room watching MTV did a full recording of the Broadway
Yes.
production. I don't know. I guess it was after the reality show had aired, but
think so,
I remember
yeah.
watching it with commercial breaks, and I'm saying like, and I think I got into it thinking like, this isn't for me. I don't know. I'm just gonna process. It's Saturday. I don't have anything else to. But then as I got into it, I'm like, this is campy and fun.
Yes.
You know, so I just looked at it as being really fun, and now it's like it's something I can. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can quote it.
Yeah, I think everyone
a
can.
lot.
Yes, it's very quotable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I
It's so well written.
saw
It
it
is
on the
really
lineup,
well
I just thought it would be fun. You know, it's a great way to end the season because
Yeah.
Walnut does I think Walnut does a pretty clever job of setting you up for the summer.
Yeah,
It's like
putting
the
something on
final
those
production is
blockbuster.
always high energy, and you walk out going, "Give me that beach."
Yeah, exactly.
Even though this isn't like this isn't like Mamma Mia where it was set, in
Yeah,
that
but there's
tropical
something
space,
bright
but it
and
does have
fun about
that
it.
bright and sunny, fun energy.
Yeah, and it has so much heart too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows you the power power of girlfriends.
Mm-hmm. So this was a co-production with Riverside Theater in Vero Beach,
Yeah.
Florida. So when did you start? When did you first head down to Vero Beach?
March 28th.
Yes.
Okay.
Feels like
A year ago.
a year ago. Yeah, literally. In the best way possible.
Yeah.
So of course there are two different companies producing, but it is for the most part the same piece.
Yeah.
Were there
Yes.
a lot of changes as it came back to Philadelphia?
There were actually, and it was pretty overwhelming when we got back to dive what felt back into another rehearsal process.
Yeah.
It was literally another rehearsal process. I mean, we had to work with a new music director, and we had a lot of cleaning to do. We had 8 days of rehearsal in Florida. 8.
So fast.
So it was a blessing that we were able to clean and
Yes.
go through and talk about some stuff that wasn't working or was and make it even better and add some fun choreography to the bows and things like that just we were afforded some time to get that cleaned and massage some of the issues out. So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, all my costumes changed when we got here.
Oh.
Which is great because all the production photos, I have so many looks.
Now
Right?
you have so many looks. L-A-W.
You could probably throw out like, I did Lily Blonde twice. Yeah.
They're like, I was in Legally Blonde, the musical. Then I was in Legally Blonde, the musical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I remember letting someone know that I was going to opening night, and the first thing they said to me is, you gotta wear pink.
Oh.
People love that stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't even know if I own any pink, but I do. I had a pink T-shirt underneath my button down.
It's funny because I really didn't have that much pink,
Yeah.
and I think subconsciously I wanted to stay away from the stereotype. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. And since I've been cast in the show, all I buy is pink. I've been drawn to pink because I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm embracing who I am. Like, I love pink.
Yeah.
And my favorite color is yellow. I love yellow, but pink has really become like a strong contender with yellow, which is big. If you know me, you know I love yellow. As I'm wearing a yellow sweatshirt.
Pink. I used to hate it. And it was like a point that I made as a tomboy. It's like, oh, I don't like pink. I like blue and red or whatever it was. And it's something about the show. I've just started buying pink things all the time.
Well, of course, society plays it to be a feminine,
Yes.
Color because for whatever reason we needed to separate
I know.
boys and girls' toys and clothes, and boys were baby blue and girls were pink for some reason. But then you started seeing like men become more comfortable with themselves as they got older, and it was like salmon. So you would see a lot of like salmon shirts,
And then the whole
they're
real
like,
men wear
okay.
pink thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
But pink is fine. I just don't actively go out and buy pink. But I would definitely wear some pink socks
Yeah.
just for a little accent. One does want a hint of color.
Love a pink tie.
Yeah, pink tie. Love that.
Yeah. Okay, so I had some fun questions to ask. in the cast all together, I guess between the two of you, I could say who can bend and snap the best
Ooh.
out of the cast.
My mind went straight to Nick and Adam.
Me too. Nick and Adam. Yeah. The bend and snap queens.
Yeah.
Is there ever like a competition backstage where you play some different music and everybody's just like,
no, but we can.
oh!
Well, I definitely saw them living their best lives at the parade, the Pride Parade, which I got to see you there too. I think I poked you in the eye with my umbrella hat.
No, you didn't poke me, but that was really cool.
Yeah, they were killing the bend and snap. They know, and they did the positive choreography full out on the asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
On the ground, knees.
Was that like at Independence Hall?
No, it was just as we were going, if we were paused on the street, they would just go all out. Yeah. I have some videos on my phone.
Yeah.
There was a lot of excitement in the Pride Parade. There were moments. I think there was a cheer squad that stopped in front of us, and then a couple of the cheerleaders stopped right in front of us. Did a Dutchman.
Wow!
And everybody was like, "Woo! All right!"
Everybody was so excited.
And Gritty showed up.
I heard. I didn't get to see Gritty.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing any rainbow anything, but I think once he got to
didn't have his rainbow belly button.
He may have. He just didn't show it up. But I think once he got to Independence Hall, he was carrying a flag.
Yes.
But it was cool, even though the parade is getting very commercial now. It's sort of like, hey, we got this line of apparel here that is only for this month, but come check it out. There's some things with that, but ultimately it's a celebration of love and everybody's happy.
It was a beautiful
day.
It
was such a beautiful day.
Yeah, and you all looked great, and it looked like so much fun. And I hope that the people who were seeing you come up the street are like, just like, wow, that looks like an exciting production if they didn't already have tickets.
Right, it was great press, but I think to your point from earlier about the OGT, there were so many people singing along that you could tell that it was like, this is my anthem.
They're like, bend that snap, queen.
Yeah, Oh, there's an amazing drag queen that had everything memorized from Oh My God.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Do you have favorite songs or favorite moments of Legally Blonde, the musical?
So many.
Yeah. Gay European's really fun to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love So Much Better. And it's interesting because going into this process, that was the number I was the most scared of.
Sure.
And I think I still am because it's really hard vocally and I'm like running across the stage and, like pouring my heart out. But it's the most rewarding and it speaks most to my truth as a human. Yeah. So I think that moment, and also I really love chip on your shoulder because I think that's the moment where Elle shifts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she realizes, whoa, like I am smart.
Yeah.
And I can do this and I can prove everyone wrong.
She has a whole lot of value, and she helps Emmett become.
Mm-hmm. They give each other what they couldn't find on their own, but they always had within them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's fun because the fact that it's campy, it sort of allows you to be a little goofy.
Yes.
And of course, you're all professionals, so you're hitting those notes properly, but you can be fun, and there's like a silly sort of sloppy that kind of works.
Yes.
Not that it was sloppy, but it just you can have that moment as you're running back and forth trying to get into place.
Yes.
Do that.
Yes, it's like a very fine line with the show because it can.
You want to keep the truth.
Yes. Like there is a certain level of shtick comedy, which is expected because it's also in the movie and in the original Broadway show. But if it strays too far on that line, it doesn't work because at the end of the day, if there's no heart and you're not grounded. That's when people leave going, oh, well, yeah, that was cute.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, so we tried really hard not to make it that way.
Let's talk about the wonderful dogs in the show.
Yeah.
It's Bruiser and Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
Who are they played by?
So Bruiser is played by Frankie, and Rufus is played by Myrtle, and they're both rescue dogs. And I work specifically with Frankie, who is our Chihuahua and plays Bruiser, and I love him. He's very feisty. He's like very protective. So if anyone who is not who he's not familiar with comes close to me, he'll bark and get super defensive of me. So we have to be very careful, and the way that the show is staged, everyone who comes into contact with me has been exposed to Frankie at some point.
Yeah.
And I mean, he like knows his cues and his lines. Like he's always ready to go backstage. Yeah, it's insane.
And for you diehard fans of Frankie out there, Frankie was in the production of Annie here, right?
He was, yes.
As one of the stray dogs that was wrangled up.
Yep.
I believe the press release said.
I think this is like his 10th production of Legally Blonde.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, my friend, talking about exposure to Legally Blonde, my friend, when she graduated college, got the tour right away, and I kind of followed her as I was a year under her. And so she texted me after I posted a picture of Frankie on my Instagram story, and she said, "Is that Frankie?" Because she went on tour with Rochelle, who is in our show as well, and is the handler, and same dog.
Yeah.
And that was in 2010.
Do either of them have Instagrams like Dublin?
No, Frankie doesn't.
No.
Yeah, Dublin was the dog in Curious Incident.
Oh yeah, Dublin does have an Instagram.
Dublin has
an
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy trending.
Yeah, I know.
Totally
Seriously.
following Dublin.
And I don't blame you.
So this production is, not only was it long because you started at Riverside, now you ended here, the production was extended.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be here till pretty deep into July.
July
You're here
21st.
till the 21st,
Yeah.
which must be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you have to keep that spot available just in case? Did you know ahead of time that, are they like, when a show gets extended, do they tell you, just try to not book something right away because there's a chance if this does well.
They gave us pretty good notice.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah.
We knew.
Yeah.
We knew before the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because tickets were already selling.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this because, my mom, I knew pretty long ago that I got this, luckily.
Because she was able to purchase them?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. And friends had already been like, oh, well, this show is sold out, in, February.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been selling like hotcakes, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did talk a lot about Elle. Tell me a little bit more about Enid.
Enid's a hoot. I adore...
She's a hoops.
She's a hoops hoot. I adore playing Enid. It's writing that fine line again because it's easy to go into trope land, and I'm trying really hard not to do that.
Yeah.
And keep her honest. And I think it's important for me with my version of Enid is to find the moments that Elle inspires her and makes and surprises her.
Yeah.
I definitely grew up as a tomboy. I grew up being very judgmental of the pretty popular girls, and I, as an adult, I can recognize that as jealousy. But as a kid, I was like, oh, they're just whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to tap into that for Enid, but I want to make sure that I give Enid credit for she's a smart person, and I think the second that Elle talks about Gloria Steinem, she's like, wait. Who is this girl? She knows what's going on. I'm going to keep my eye on her. I'm not going to be so rude. Yeah. And honestly, the more that we do the first scene together, the more that I'm like, I don't like this. It's too mean. It's too, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Because I don't think Enid, she's just so focused on human rights that social cues maybe don't come as easily to her. Mm-hmm. She's too busy digging a hole in the ground for some kid in Africa to swim in the pool. I don't know. I think everything for me for her comes out of the utilitarianism of what she's trying to accomplish in her life to make the world a better place. My aunt is very much that way, and so I pull a lot from my aunt, and she can also come across as sometimes gruff, but it's not. She's a very loving person, but she's busy doing the things. But I think it's really cool to transform with Elle and watch, and Elle inspires Enid and helps her with girl power, and I think it's a trait that didn't come naturally to Enid, and it comes so naturally to Elle, and it's very inspiring.
She gets a moment to belt too.
Yeah.
Which is like,
That's fun. It's quick. It's the quickest little moment.
But it's there.
And
I feel like the audience is there too, because that is like that is like the moment we just know, oh, wait, she realizes it.
Yeah.
She gets it. Now we all get it. So we're all along. I thought it was there's many interesting moments that Enid has where with Callahan, where he essentially calls her out on her emotions, but to point out that in law you've got to have a thick skin.
You do.
Or else you'll get eaten alive.
Yeah. Right, I know. And I tend to have the exact same tendencies that Act 1 Enid has. When I get into an emotional conversation with someone about something that I believe in and we don't agree, I will get very passionate, and I will start to either cry or scream, or especially if it's a friend or family member, and I'm like, but. And so that moment for me as Enid, it's very real to recognize that you're not going to get anywhere if you don't have a civil conversation with somebody. So it's good to go through that journey every night.
The one thing I was thinking about in the beginning, how it's the sorority sisters are all kinds of excited because everyone has it in their heads that this is going to be the big thing that's going to happen, and everyone's so excited. But they also at that time they're, it sort of translates into they're young, because they all have this. It seems like all of their focus is very much not that far down the road.
Yes.
Because they're just supportive of her, and I guess we're led to believe that Elle has sort of given them the sort of guides that this future that she envisions is very close.
Yes.
So they're all just excited about it, and then they have their own growth too at the end. But ultimately, it's like, we're here for you, whatever happens.
Yes.
All the way down the road when they come back, honey, it's us.
Yeah.
The girls like Delta New.
I think that's the recipe for good friends.
Yes.
That no matter which path you take, good friends will support you because they know that that's, ultimately what you were meant to do.
Yeah. And that's a sorority, friends for life.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting, in the beginning, Elle is so three-dimensional because she has this idea of her life. She grew up in Malibu, and she comes from money. She's like the epitome of privilege. And it's interesting playing a character like that, because at the end she realizes that I can do something to change the lives of other people, and it's not all about me. Which in the beginning it's all about Elle. Like she has the plan. She's gonna marry the perfect guy and have lots of money and live in the big house, and that's gonna be it. And she's not and that's fine too if that's what you want to do. But ultimately there's a bigger plan for her.
Yes. And that's like all of these stories. It's like, I have this goal, there are obstacles standing in the way, and then when I reach the goal, I realize that I wanted more than that. And it's bigger than me.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost. And I think that's how the movie sort of plays out as well, because it gets a part 2.
Yeah, I know, and possibly a part 3. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I know. I did send you a post because Netflix is taking.
I know. I think it's already gone.
Yeah.
According to what you sent me.
Yeah, it's probably like a legal thing.
Yeah.
Legally. They'll bring it back. Have you had an opportunity to engage with audience members that are not your family, and what were their responses?
Yeah.
It's been great.
Any that have stood out for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
people love to hang out and chat afterwards, and we've got some people that are coming back week after week to see the show, and people that are coming and then coming again with other family members, and it's been a wonderful response. And I definitely think that there's a lot of people that, like you said, this is one of their shows that just kind of resonated with them, and they can quote it. And
I've met a lot of different kinds of people, you know, outside, and I think that the one, like, I've met a lot of young girls who are, and you know, just kids who are pursuing theater, and it really strikes a chord with my heart, because I grew up performing and really looking up to, you know, people on this stage, because I came and saw shows here all growing up, so it's really cool. And, you know, a lot of them ask for advice, and I'm like, am I old enough to be like, you never think that you're actually like in that position, you know? But someone's got to do it. That's what I always say. My mom always told me, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to be on stage. So it might as well be you if you want to. Passion, you know.
So you have it. This show ends in sort of like the thick of the summer. Do you have any summer plans after this show? Or are you on to the next project? Do you have time to breathe once the show closes?
I plan on going to the beach. I mean, the goal is to book another job, you know, but
trying to get to the beach.
For real. I'm a beach bum at heart.
Okay.
100%.
My partner and I are going to go to Portugal.
Cool.
And Morocco.
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be lovely.
I'm doing a little traveling as well.
Nice.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Edinburgh.
Oh, yes.
I've never been.
Got on the
for
list.
Fringe?
For the Fringe.
Nice.
I'll be there the first week.
Yes.
Got on the list last year, and I'm going to stay on that list.
That's
till I
wonderful.
die.
That's awesome.
And it'll be fun because my partner will be there for a show as well.
Awesome.
And I'll reach the Philadelphians who are making their way over there and have a chat with them.
Such a good show.
Yes.
Such a good show.
Yeah. All right. So Legally Blonde has been extended and is on stage through July 21st. And bring a friend because theater is more fun with a +1. And in the theater, we all wear pink.
Yes.
Something pink. So, Kat Brünner, Jenna Pinchback, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today
Of course.
about Legally Blonde, the musical. And as you are listening to this, you should be going to Walnut Street Theater, and that's theaterre.org to buy tickets. Get them while they're hot.
Don't do that third party. Don't make that mistake.
Yes.
It's a big mistake.
But truly, so I will let you get to your call, and thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank
it was
you,
truly a
Darnell.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Rep Radio continues to be inspired by our community and listeners like you. We are proud to be an Emory production. Visit us online at em3ry.com. Ride with us. Emory is on the move.